A few days ago, I was talking to a neighbour about my interest in antique sewing machines, and that started a conversation about sewing machine shuttles and what a brilliant invention they are. I happened to mention that not all sewing machines have a shuttle, and that prompted the obvious question, how can they sew without a shuttle? I tried to explain about chain stitch machines, but that isn't easy without a working example to demonstrate, and I remembered that I had difficulty understanding it myself when I first encountered the Wilcox and Gibbs chain stitch machine. And although I could find a couple of animations when I searched online, they helped a little, but there were no videos that actually showed under the stitch plate what was actually happening down there. This video is filmed from under the stitch plate, and I hope it will be a help to those people who still want to know how can they sew without a shuttle. For this demonstration, I've chosen my recently acquired Singer 24 chain stitch machine, which I'm hoping to restore to something like its former glory in the coming months, but that will be the subject of future video.
This is the view under the stitch plate, and this device is the rotary hook, which Singer referred to as the looper. As the needle comes down through the material and through the stitch plate, the looper rotates and picks up the thread as the needle changes direction. Now you can just see that happening here. It takes the loop of thread right round itself as the needle goes back up, and the feed dogs move the material on one stitch, and then the needle comes back down again through the material. There you can see it just coming down there, and the looper comes round again, picks up the thread from the needle, and at the same time releases the first loop back onto the needle thread. Now it's then drawn up through the stitch plate and becomes the first lower stitch. And then every subsequent stitch is formed in exactly the same manner. You can see there the loop going round, and the needle coming back down to pick up the next stitch, and the looper's taken yet another loop there. As the saying goes, this is one I did earlier, and you can see the upper stitch is just one thickness of thread. But if we look at the lower stitch, it is in fact two thicknesses of thread. And if I tease this out quite gently, you can see that in fact that two thicknesses is made up of a loop that the needle head has passed through and pulled tight.
I hope this video has been of some use to someone, and thanks very much for your interest.